Good day to you all, comrades and friends. This is Global Weekly News, serial number 15. Comrades, Russian President Putin signed a treaty on the merger of 4 Ukraine provinces with Russia. In his speech, Putin referred to 1857 Indian Sepoy Mutiny, China's Opium War. Putin said that Russia will never be a colony of the Western world. The first item in today's serial is elections in Brazil. In the first round of elections to the president's post in Brazil held on 2nd October, the leftist candidate and Workers' Party leader Lula da Silva got 48.43% votes. His opponent, the conservative Bolsonaro, got only 43.2% votes. Jair Bolsonaro got more votes than the opinion polls indicated. There are 11 candidates. The Democratic Movement candidate got 4.16%. Democratic Labour Party candidate got 3.04% votes. The remaining 7 candidates together got less than 1% of the votes. Since nobody got 50% votes, second round of elections will take place on 30th October between the two principal contestants, Comrade Lula and Bolsonaro. In the elections for 27 governors, the Conservative Party got 9 governors and the Workers' Party got 6 governors in the first round. In the Deputy Chamber of Congress, that is the lower house, Conservative Party got 99 seats, 23 more than the last time. The Workers' Party got 79 seats, 11 seats more than the last time. In the Senate, the upper house, the Conservative and Workers' Party got 7 and 9 seats respectively. Bolsonaro has the support of evangelical Christians, big business, rural landlords, police and military families. Bolsonaro implemented pro-liberal, pro-market policies. Forest lands were exploited economically by private individuals. Bolsonaro's foreign policy is pro-US and pro-Israel. Due to mismanagement of COVID-19 under Bolsonaro's rule, fourth highest in the world that occurred in Brazil. 680,000 people died. That is 680,000 people died due to corona in Brazil, the fourth largest in the world. Bolsonaro opposed unisex marriage, abortion and secularism. 63-year-old retired military officer Bolsonaro won the president's post in 2018 elections. Lula da Silva is 76 years old, a metal worker, a trade union leader. He was president of Brazil from 2003 to 2010. Lula implemented pro-working class and social welfare schemes. He took efforts for the people to recover from poverty and malnutrition. During 8 years of Lula's rule, Brazil attained economic stability. Lula paid back the IMF loans fully 2 years before the schedule. Lula was not allowed to contest on the alleged corruption charges. Later on, the cases are dismissed. Lula is very confident of winning in the second round of elections. He will have close contact with all sections of Brazilian society in the month of October. During the first round of campaign, Lula was supported and welcomed by large sections of people. The theatre artists, the musicians, and the members of landless workers movement were all there in the streets, playing their various musical instruments and dancing. They all shouted that they will restore democracy in Brazil. A section of the bourgeoisie also supported this time Lula. Lula had a dinner with 100 big businessmen. During Bolsonaro's rule, 28,000 big companies were closed. 33 million people, that is 3.3 crore people, are in hunger. 12.5 crore, or that is 125 million people, have food insecurity in Brazil. Brazil's currency value also declined. Lula da Silva is having alliances with people's movements, trade unions, black people organizations and women's movement. Lula's Workers' Party shall get majority in the parliament to face any impeachment motion in future. People believe that if Lula wins, there will be access to higher education, access to housing and restoration of peace in Brazil. People take part in the election campaign very enthusiastically. The supporters of Bolsonaro are coming in motorbikes, threatening people. They create fear complex among the voters. They want to see the voters do not vote, do not take part in the elections. Second item in today's serial, Global Weekly News, serial number 58. The second item is hurricane in Cuba. Comrades and friends, last week the hurricane Piana hit Puerto Rico, the US colony in the Caspian Sea. For 2 weeks, 2.5 lakh people or 0.25 million people were there without power. This week, the hurricane hit the western part of Cuba, including Havana. Large trees were uprooted. Power grid was destabilized in Cuba. Half the people of Cuba were without power for more than 48 hours. The Cuba's electric company restored the operation of thermoelectric plants. Out of 25 hospitals, power was restored to 12 hospitals. What Cuba needs now is construction materials, construction equipments, electrical cables, etc. Mexico and Venezuela restored their relations. López Obrador, Mexico president, and Nicolas Maduro, Venezuelan president, they jointly decided to send construction materials to Cuba. 4 years back, the Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico. Only after 1 year, normal situation was restored after the hurricane havocs. Cuba's case is different. Cuba, due to proper planning, could restore the normal situation in a short period of time. Cuban president and many officials were on the streets to speed up the restoration works. The media will give the news whenever a hurricane occurs, but after that it will not report on the restoration works. On 25th September, Cuba had a plebiscite on new family code. 67% voters voted yes in favor of the new progressive revolutionary family code of Cuba. The third item, we go to Tunisia. Tunisia is in North Africa. People are protesting against rise in prices of essential commodities. The government has declared the legislative elections on 17th December. Major political parties of Tunisia have decided to boycott the elections. There is political instability. Tunisian government led by its president Kais Saied could not find solution for the economic crisis. The protesters holding loaves of bread are demanding, here is bread, but where is the sugar? People demand the government to intervene to improve the living standards. Protesters put up blockades by burning tires on the roads. The rumor that one person committed suicide due to government oppression spread, and this led to road blockades by the protesters. The failure of successive governments in Tunisia, COVID-19 and rise in prices of global fuel and food materials prices led Tunisia to a severe economic crisis. Officially, inflation is risen to 9% due to non-settlement of import bills. The shelves of the stores are empty. Last week, cooking gas price went up by 14%. This is the highest rise in the past 12 years. The government is negotiating with IMF for a loan of $3 billion, that is $300 crore. As usual, IMF is insisting on its own stringent conditions like wage freeze, withdrawal of subsidies, reduction in social expenses and privatization, etc. In July, Tunisia passed a new constitution. New electoral law came into effect from August. The major political parties did not take part in the plebiscite and the new constitution draft. As per the new constitution draft, the president will be having more powers and the parliament's powers are very much reduced. Comrades and friends, we go to Haiti. In the recent weeks, Haiti's streets are full of rallies and blockades. People of Haiti are expressing their anger against US interventions in Haiti's internal affairs. They protest before the banks, non-governmental organizations, including the charities of Catholics. From 22nd August, tens of thousands of people are in the streets demanding the resignation of acting President Ariel Henry. Due to US sanctions on Venezuela, Venezuela could not supply subsidized fuel to Haiti from 2018 March. Continuous struggles are going on in Haiti despite COVID-19 from 2018 July onwards. Fuel prices went up 50%. The fuel subsidy amounts of $2 billion, that is $200 crore, went into the bank accounts of Haiti's elite people. Due to coups against the democratically elected governments in Haiti in 1991 and 2004, the elite people gained upper hand. That is, the upper rich people gained the upper hand. The protesters painted "Down with USA" on the walls of banks and NGO buildings. The trade unions gave a call for strike on 26th September against the rise in prices of fuel. The strike was successful. The capital city got paralyzed. UN asked its non-essential staff to leave Haiti. Ariel Henry became Haiti's president after the murder of former President Jovenel Moïse. Henry is supported by United States, European Union and the United Nations. There was a coup in 2004. In 2010, Haiti faced a catastrophic earthquake. Under such a situation, US and European Union brought their NGOs to Haiti. These NGOs give 80% public services. These NGOs looted the earthquake relief materials. Haiti's parliament decided to increase the minimum daily wages to $5, but US government intervened and stopped this. In 1804, Haiti had a revolution. Haiti was under US aggression between 1915 and 1930. US supported dictatorial rule was there in Haiti between 1957 and 1986. Due to these situations, Haiti people could not lead a decent life. On 21st September, Joe Biden said in UN General Assembly that US will be in support of Haiti people. But if Haiti people go to USA as refugees, US is treating them with racial discrimination. We can expect a good change in Haiti after the trade unions and student groups. They have now intervened and they are participating in struggles. Let us go to Palestine, where Israeli attacks are there more and more. Due to Israel's aggressions, 150 Palestinians were killed this year itself. In Jenin city alone, 36 were killed. Jenin residents observed strike on 29th September against the murder of 4 Palestinians. Due to Israeli attacks on refugee camp, 4 Palestinians were killed and 44 got wounded. Thousands of Palestinians took part in the funeral procession. As soon as the news on the killings spread, the Palestinians in different parts of Palestine, including Hebron, Ramallah, demonstrated for the freedom of Palestine and justice to the victims. Al Jazeera journalist Shireen Abu Akleh and 35 other Palestinians were killed in Jenin alone this year. US Special Coordinator for the Middle East Peace Process briefed the UN Security Council on 28 September about the deteriorating situation in the West Bank and increasing Israeli violations of Palestinian rights. He called for immediate steps to end the occupation. Palestinian Authority presidential spokesperson said that mere condemnation of Israel is not enough. He said that Israel has no regard for Palestinian lives and behaves like a rogue state by violating all the international laws and norms. Let us go to Belgium. The Workers' Party of Belgium has demanded that the government cap the rise in price of fuel and food, increase wages and pensions, and tax the excess profits made by energy corporations like NG Electrabel. On 30th September, the Workers' Party of Belgium launched weekly protests called Parades of Rage against the government's failure to tackle the ongoing cost of living crisis. The trade unions will also be in action, including a general strike on 9th November. Comrades and friends, let us go to Great Britain, the last item today. On 1st October, over 100,000 people joined the protest called by the Enough is Enough campaign across Great Britain against the Conservative Party government for failing to tackle the ongoing cost of living crisis. This cost of living crisis is nothing but cost of capitalist crisis. Protests were held in over 50 cities. On 2nd October, trade unions and left-wing sections joined a protest demonstration called the People's Assembly Against Austerity outside the venue of the Conservative Party conference in Birmingham. The protesters expressed solidarity with the postal and rail workers who are on strike against poor pay and working conditions in Great Britain. Cadre of all major trade unions of the country, junior doctors movement, as well as political parties like the Communist Party of Britain and Young Communist League expressed solidarity with the protests and participated in the mobilizations. Due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war and sanctions imposed by the European Union and United States on Russian energy exports to Europe, energy prices have skyrocketed in all the European countries. And winter is coming, it is going to be very severe. Profiteering by multinational energy producers and suppliers amidst this crisis has worsened the situation. Member of Parliament from the Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn, he enthused the protesters by saying that, well, we are here to win. Thank you, comrades, for listening to Global Weekly News serial number 15. Let us see next week. Thank you, comrades.